These are Soundpeats' latest ANC earbuds, and they're using AI adaptive active noise cancellation. Up to 55 decibels is removed, and I can confirm that the noise cancellation is impressive with these. They have the pass-through feature too as well, so you can hear background noises, a comfortable fit, lightweight, and an IPX5 rating to them. They do have 10mm drivers delivering great powerful bass, good mids, and detailed crisp highs, capacitive touch controls, and 7.5 hours on a single charge using the SBC codec, 37 from the case. And if you want advanced codec support, yes, the Air5 Pro has it. LE Audio, you've got LDAC, aptX Adaptive, and they are high-res audio wireless certified. Now, included with the Air5 Pro, you will find here some paperwork. That's just under the lid, and there is a bit of information of where to get the application for it, a user guide, and some interesting panda stickers right there if you're into that sort of thing. Obviously, we have our earbuds, and if I lift this up, underneath, you'll see we do have some spare ear tips on that side. We have our Type-C cable. And I'll show you right here. They're just in this little tiny pouch here. You're going to find some different sizes, but they do come with the mediums already pre-installed on them. Soundpeats claim that they weigh 4.8 grams, and it's registering here as 4 grams, and the total travel weight, case, and our earbuds, 50 grams exactly, which is a decent weight. So compact, small case that will fit in that little jeans pocket. Soundpeats there on the back. Doesn't have wireless charging. Now, charge time with our Type-C port here, it's going to be 2 hours for the earbuds and the case. This is our button here for multi-point pairing. You can press and hold this to get them into their pairing mode again. It's a magnet that keeps the lid closed. Makes a nice little click noise, and it stays closed. Now, in my about 5 days or so using these, I have no problems with them opening up or anything. No. And rattle test. No rattles coming from them at all. So you can see a little status LED right there to let you know the battery life. So I said 37 hours in total with the case out of these, and a single charge, if you're using the SBC codec, it is 7.5 hours. But if you use LDAC, you want that high-res audio, wireless audio, it takes a toll on the battery because of that high bit rate. It's going to be halving that run time. So it's more like around approximately 3.5 to 4 you can sometimes squeeze out of these using LDAC. Nice and light, as I pointed out, at 4.8 kilos. We've got our charging contacts right there. Now, there's 3 microphones in each of these. So we get the noise reduction with the voice calls, and I'll give you a sample of that later on. And it is going to help, of course, with the ANC. So we've got AI adaptive noise cancellation with this one, and up to a 55 decibel reduction with them. And I can confirm that they are very good, the noise reduction. I can't confirm if it's actually 55 decibels, but it does seem to be quite a bit that it does offer, which is excellent. Touch controls on the back, I will say that it can be a little bit hit and miss. It doesn't always work for me. I would have preferred like a little physical button on here, but I know that for brands, that having capacitors just is an easier way to go. It's a bit cheaper for them for manufacturing too, and it reduces the weight, and then you've got nothing that can fail with a mechanical button. But you do the double tap to pause, for example, and you can press on depending which side it is, controlling the volume, and it does work out good. Now, there is no in-ear sensor. It looks like it has one right there, but it's not, no. So that's one of the other mics that are there. The tips can be removed, of course, and these are the M size, the mediums that it did come with that give me a very good seal, which is very important, of course. If you want the best noise cancellation, you need to have a very good seal. Not only that, if you want to have the amazing sound out of these, again, you need the good seal, especially for bass. That's where you really notice it. So it's a 10mm driver within this, and that delivers very good bass. We get the detailed mids, and the highs are going to be nice too as well with them, and I can confirm that. And I'll talk now about the sound according to my time testing them out. Now, if you're an Android user, you're spoiled for choice because you can use different codecs. Now, I am running aptX at the moment here with my Vivo X200 Pro. You can run SBC. And if you want LDAC, you need to enable that via the application, which is going to give us the absolute best sound that is high-res audio wireless certified. It's a very high bit rate. It does chew through the battery more. It removes that compression from the highs, and especially if you use, say, FLAC files, you are going to definitely notice the difference. Now, Power Amp is my favorite that I use for all of my media needs, for music that is, and I'm using some high encoded MP3s. And you can tell the difference when you use the higher, better codecs. And iPhone users, well, sadly, I've got a 16 Pro Max right here. You're stuck with AAC codec, so not as good, sadly. So the tune of the Soundpeats Air5 Pro, to me, out of the box, a little bass heavy. This is very common. They seem to set this for the general public. People hear amazing bass and straight away they're like, oh, these must be good. They're great. Oh, I love the sound of them. But they aren't lacking either on the highs. Sometimes the high end can be just without the dual drivers set up, without, say, having a balanced armature, could be lacking a little. Now, I won't say it's going to give us a sound like having a balanced armature, no, but the highs still do sound excellent. They're still very good. I've been listening to other genres that do have vocal tracks in them, and the vocals are great. Mids come through excellent as well. You can hear those individual instruments, and I find a lot of depth and detail to the audio quality I'm hearing through these, and I think that most people are going to be very pleased with the tune. For the price they are selling for, around about the 60 US mark, it is excellent what you're getting in terms of quality, and of course that LDAC support. If you don't want to hear any terrible compression, and you have those really high bitrate FLAC files like I mentioned, put them on, and that really opens things up. Those highs especially is where you can notice that, but not everyone is going to notice that, of course. I can confirm you can push the volume on these reasonably high. I've noticed no distortion and no clipping either. What about wearing them for sports or running? The Air5 Pros, they're not sports earbuds, so don't be mistaken, but I can wear them now, happily walk around and go down some stairs and jog, light jogging only that I would do, and I don't have to worry about them falling out. It's a secure fit, so it's not going to be too much of an issue for that. In fact, the thing that feels like it's falling off at the moment is my sunglasses more than the Air5 Pros. They've got a decent enough fit that you can happily wear them without that stress of them dropping out. Air5 Pro microphone sample now, so I'm playing a very loud ambient train station track. However, with the 6 microphones and the AI voice noise cancellation here, the voice calls, they come out clear. It does a good job. Sometimes it sounds a tiny bit muffled, but you should really hear how loud this is, and you'd be surprised at how good this is coming through. I'm watching an episode of Fubar. In fact, the first episode, this is with Netflix streaming it. It's fine. I've tested them out and I don't see an annoying level of delay at all. So I can happily watch episodes with Amazon Prime Video, Netflix, all of those streaming services with these. Where you will notice the latency being a bit of an annoyance and possibly an issue for some is if you game using the Air5 Pro. Here is our app. It is called Peats Audio. You can get it for iOS, for your Apple devices, and a Google Play Store. So we have here noise cancellation settings, transparency mode, normal, or the noise cancelling on its most feature. So this is, of course, the AI adaptive noise cancellation and up to 55 decibel reduction. And I have only just one of them out at the moment. So yes, you can just use one earbud if you want. You see the battery life gauges here for the earbuds, for the case. Right here, we can disable touch. If you don't want to use the capacitive touch controls and you prefer to just use your phone, then by all means, turn it off. And the double device connection feature is our multi-point pairing. So you can also just scroll up and you've got customizable controls there for maybe say triple tap. You don't want it to be the voice assistant. You want it to be something else. Well, you can go along and change that. So great customization there. And you'll see here, we do have custom equalizer settings or the default presets you can use. So it's a good application and there are firmware updates. I've already received one, which was bug fixes and improving the sound quality. Like any good earbuds, as soon as you open the case, they pretty much have already paired up to your phone. Now, when you want to cycle through the ANC modes, it's a simple tap and hold. So it'll tell you with a voice prompt if you're in the normal mode, ANC mode, and then pass-through mode. And the pass-through is like wearing or having a hearing aid because it's amplifying the noise around you. So if you need to hear things, need to hear coworkers, you have that option. Now that ANC, let's talk a little bit about it because I've been testing it out a lot with all sorts of different ambient tracks. and I have been impressed by the performance. So it's AI adaptive ANC. So what it is doing is trying to detect what kind of background noises it is. For example, public transport, trains, planes, things like that, cabin noise. Will combat that. I've been playing a lot of ambient tracks, all of those kind of things. So train stations, a aircraft cabin, being in a train, other things like that. And it's doing a very, very good job. I'm really impressed with the ANC with these. And then the voice cancellation, noise cancellation with voice calls, I should say, that background noise removed. Now the sample I played you, my voice might have sounded a little bit muddy at times, but if you understood how loud I was playing the background track, then you'd be quite impressed with the fact that you could even hear me, because I turned and cranked that volume right up. Yet the mics on these, all 6 of them, work in conjunction with the AI voice noise cancellation. My voice was still clear and I could be understood, so that is great there. Now, it's not all 100%, everything's amazing with these. There is one thing that does kind of annoy me sometimes. It's minor, and that is, of course, the capacitive controls. I always seem to have this complaint, and not with everyone, but sometimes you have them in, you want to go and pause a track, you do the tap and you do your double tap, and it didn't work. You have to repeat it. Now and then, that does happen. I find the tap and hold seems to be fine. The tap on one side or the other controlling your volume up and down is the one I have to repeat. And it's just a minor annoyance there. And that is really it. The other is the, well, obvious. If you've tested out LDAC codecs before, the battery life is almost, not quite, but half of what you get using the lighter weight codecs. And when I mean lightweight, I mean the data rate. SBC codec is very light, it's old, it doesn't use that much energy compared to LDAC. That uses a lot more, so it's going to halve your battery runtime. But if you're using SBC, you prioritize the runtime with them, and they will go for 7.5 is their claim, but I'm realistically seeing over 6 before one of the earbuds will be on low battery. Then you need to put them back in the case to charge them. With the case, 37. So excellent runtime, feature packed. Wireless charging, yes, it's not there, it's not present. But for the $50 US, the sound quality, the ANC, what you're getting, it is a great package here. The Soundpeats Air5 Pro.